Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another YouTube video. It's crazy how it's been 3 months since Season 4 Volume 2 is released and the hype is still here. I mean, tweets about Stranger Things are still getting 50,000 likes. My videos are still getting millions of views. I think this is going to be the first time where we go from one season to another and the hype's going to be there the whole entire time. But who knows? It's only been 3 months. A year down the line, it might be a different story. But I feel like the Stranger writers are really engaging with the community now, and they're putting out tweets like once a week saying this was about to happen, this was about to happen, and it gets everybody, it reminds everybody how good the show actually is, and people are like, oh my god, I forgot how much I love this show, I'm going to rewatch it, let's keep the hype going. And then Season 5 is going to come around, it's going to be awesome, and then there's going to be spin-off shows, and the storyline's going to continue, blah, 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 blah. Anyways, obviously today we're going to be reacting to a Will Byers thread slash theory. I'm going to call it a theory. And I just want to say this. I already made my Will Byers theory, and I think it's the greatest theory I've ever made. It's pinned on my TikTok channel. It only has 36,000 views, and so many people are like, why do you have a video pinned on your channel with 36,000 views? Because I think that theory's right. That's why I have it pinned on my damn channel, all right? I think that theory's right. I made it like it was a 3-minute long video on TikTok. I went in depth, and basically it's talking about how I think Will Byers is going to have powers. I think he's a kid from Hawkins' lab, and I think they've been hinting at this the whole entire time, and it's gone right over our heads. And today I found this tweet that says why I think Will Byers was a kid at the National Hawkins lab. So I want to see what this person, I don't know if it's a girl or boy, has to say about this. But yeah, we're going to go right into it. Before we do though, make sure to drop like, subscribe, turn on notifications. Over 80% of you guys who watch our videos are not subscribed to. If you would hit that sub button, that would be amazing. We're almost at 60,000 subscribers. It's unreal. And I talk to my community every single day in Discord about Stranger Things theories. If you want to go join that. And I stream every single day on Twitch. I stream Fortnite, so if you're a Fortnite fan, you can hop on over. If you're not, don't worry, you don't have to. But either way, I do appreciate the support over here. So, let's get into it. It's a long thread. We're going to read it. I'm going to react to it. I'm going to analyze it. I'm going to tell you my thoughts. We got why I think Will Byers was a kid at the National Hawkins lab. I will include all types of evidence I found out throughout the 4 seasons, even the most silly ones. Okay. Number 1. In Season 1, Dr. Brenner refers to 11 as the girl more than once. In the same season, after the lab gets invaded for the first time after the opening of the gate, Dr. Brenner refers to Will as the boy. Okay. Interesting. So, that's a little far-fetched because the boy was like the boy, missing in town, had nothing to do with that. But what this person is saying is he referred to 11 as the girl. Now he's referring to Will as the boy. Maybe that's how he refers to his lab. Kids, I guess. You can call them lab rats, to be honest with you, because that's how they were treated. So yeah, I like that. Little far fetched, but it's on my level of theories right there. I like the thinking. Here we go. Number 2. When we see flashbacks of Castle Byers, we see that Will owns a stuffed tiger toy. When we get a look at 11's room at the lab, she has a very similar one. I like this as well. This is one that I think is a strong reason why Will could have been at Hawkins' lab. And my theory was, I don't know if this person's going to mention it, but my theory is that he was taken there by Lonnie or their aunt for money. And that's why when Jonathan went to Indy, I'm pretty sure it was Indy, to go to Lonnie's house, he checked the trunk. So that's my theory on why he was at Hawkins' lab. But let's continue. That's a good point. 11 was able to recognize Will. When looking at the picture of the party, she pointed at Will, even though it appeared to us that they had never met. How is this possible? Well, I think she recognized him because she's seen him in the Upside Down when she did her deprivation thing. But let's continue, because that is a valid point. How come 11 was able to be seen by Will when she communicated with him in the void? Whenever we have seen her try to reach someone through the void, that person would disappear right away, and they definitely couldn't see 11. But Will saw her and heard her. Interesting. So this kind of reminds me of, I don't know, didn't disappear when she touched him and told his mom he was coming to get. Why is Will different than other people? Yeah, that's a valid point, because that only happened with 1 or 2 other people. I feel like it happened with 1, or it happened with Max. I don't know. The mind fight is what I'm thinking of when she says that, but that is a valid point because a lot of people just disappeared when she's seen them in the Upside Down. That was a little confusing, but valid point. 11 seems to know a lot about Will in general. For example, she's able to tell the rest of the party where Will is hiding. Why doesn't she have the similar information about Barb? She's only able to know that Barb is dead once she uses the bath salt at the high school. This seems to hint at a deeper connection with Will somehow. That's valid. Yeah, she never knew where Barb was. She only knew Barb was dead when, she went to the deprivation tank. But she knew Will was in the Upside Down before she went into the deprivation tank. So that's valid. Another reason right there. By the way, if you guys can debunk this in the comments, feel free to debunk anything I'm saying here. I'm not always right. I know a lot about the Stranger Things storyline, but there's plenty of people out there who knows way more than me. So, yeah, take everything I say with a grain of salt. How is Will able to communicate with Joyce when he's trapped in the Upside Down? We know for a fact that lights are a safe mean of communication between the two planes, but how did Will manage to use a phone to call his mom? How did he make himself visible to Joyce throughout the walls of their home? That, dude, okay, that's crazy. I'm not going to lie. That is wild. That is wild. But I don't know if that was... I don't think that was powers that was making him visible, because if he was a Hawkins Lab student or kid, whatever, and got out of it, they gave him a soteriology chip. So technically he wouldn't be able to use his powers. You know what I'm saying? But maybe him making himself be able to make Joyce be able to see himself through the wall is just a hint by the Duffers saying that he has powers. I don't know. But if he did get out of Hawkins' lab alive, he has a soteriology chip in him. That's the only way they'd be able to release him, right? Only makes sense. Or they brainwash him. I don't know. But I think that's why he always touches his neck, because he has a soteriology chip. Why else would they bring up that storyline? You know what I'm saying? Obviously for one, but I'm just saying, it makes sense. Okay. Where were we? Oh yeah, here we go. Why and how does Will escape the Demogorgon for a whole week in the Upside Down? Okay, he's good at hiding, but do you think any child that small could physically do this just by just hiding, or at least they're extremely fatigued by the lack of nutrition? Okay, how was he able to hide from the Demogorgon? I don't think. How long was it? I don't remember how long it was, dude. I need to go back and watch, but I don't think it was a full week. Was it? Was it actually a full week? I don't know how. Then, I mean. Like I said, if he was in Hawkins' lab, he has to have had that soteriology chip. Maybe the soteriology chip doesn't work in the Upside Down. That's something. That's something there. I don't know. This is all assuming, by the way, that he's from Hawkins' lab. That's why I keep saying soteriology chip. But that's the only thing I can think of. How was the lab able to make an exact copy of Will's body when they had pretend like he was dead to hide the fact that he was trapped in the Upside Down? Because of them, the fake body was good enough to convince Jonathan and everyone who saw him, except for Joyce, that she didn't believe Will was dead to begin with, since she has been talking through the lights and had nothing to do with the fake body. How is it possible that the lab got every detail of Will's body's right, even the birthmark on his arm? They sure didn't have the same knowledge for Barb or any other victim of the Demogorgon. That's valid. That is valid. How did they have that? I mean, obviously they probably had pictures and stuff, but like, even down to the birthmark, you would think that any kid who is in Hawkins' lab as like a science experiment, that's like the best thing I can say. Like, they obviously have like files, records, everything about them. Maybe they had the same thing for Will, and that's how they were able to replicate his body. So that's kind of crazy. Let's keep going. Number 9. We know for a fact that Will doesn't have a tattoo like 11. This is implied by the fact that Mike tells 11 he's never seen a kid with a tattoo before. He would obviously known if his childhood friend had a tattoo at the age of 12 years old. However, he does have a birthmark in the exact same spot where the number tattoo would have been. Does he actually? If this is true, I need to find out. Obviously it's true, otherwise they wanted to put it in here. That's crazy. That's wild. That's okay. Now I'm feeling even more confident about that theory I have pinned on my TikTok. I'm not gonna lie. I'm feeling even more confident. I'm feeling even more confident. Oh my god. Okay, I'm getting excited. Sorry. Calm down, everybody. Calm down. Here we go. Number 10. When being possessed by the Mind Flayer in season 2, Mike tells Will about how they became friends in kindergarten. He says that Will didn't have any friends before him, that he was sitting alone. How is it possible that Will had never met a single other child than Hawkins? At the age of 4 or 5 years old, we do know that Joyce has had her job at the store for about 10 years in season 1, so Will has definitely been in Hawkins his whole life, yet he never left the house to meet some other kid, never went to a playground. Yeah, so that's implying that he was at the Hawkins lab, that's why he wasn't able to meet anybody. Makes sense. We know Will has some sort of connection with Dr. Brenner, and I'm not talking about the fake scripts that were leaked and made us believe that Will recognized Dr. Brenner when Callie. Yeah, I didn't think those had any significance either. I know basically what she's saying right there. I probably should explain. There were scripts that were leaked that basically said that Will recognized Dr. Brenner in season 2 when the Callie gang found 11 in the desert. So yeah, that's, whatever. Or not season 2, season 4, sorry. Here we go. In the desert, just as I'm talking purely cinematography in that scene. Okay. In that scene, right after Elle and Will reunite and hug, Elle is freed of her collar by Dr. Brenner. Right after the camera cuts to a shot of Will and 11 both looking at Dr. Brenner, almost lifeless body. What was the need to include Will in this shot if the moment is about 11? I'm not a cinematographer. Whatever, I can't pronounce that word 5 times in one talk, all right? So just, you know what it means. Let's move on. Expert. But even I can argue that the choice is a bit weird. Also, right after an up-close shot of Will's face appears, the look on his face is one of the realization mixed with fear. His eyes are watery. Even if one can argue that there's also a shot of Mike right after, the two don't seem to hold any significance, as Mike's face isn't like Will's face. It's more confused as to express that he doesn't know who he's looking at. Moreover, Will's shot is way more zoomed in than Mike's, as to differentiate from Will. Others even more in the scene. The next shot shows everyone in the scene: Mike, Elle, Dr. Brenner, Jonathan, Argyle, but Will's covered up. Why would they willingly choose to obscure Will from this shot, if not to make him stand out even more? Dude, I haven't read in so long. I'm so sorry. I swear I'm not this dumb. Okay, so now they have all the proof. I don't know if it's she or he. I don't know. Here we go. Now they have all the proof. Shot 1, Will and 11 look at Dr. Brenner. By the way, I want to mention something before. Up here when they say, oh yeah, when they're talking about Will's eyes being watery, I don't think that's that big of a reason, only because Will was literally crying for the entirety of season 4. I mean, he cried literally about everything. He was crying the whole entire season, okay? I'm just saying. I'm not making fun of the kid. I'm just saying he was crying the whole entire season, so I don't feel like that's that important, but I see where they're going with this by including it in the shots or whatever. Okay, shot number 2, here we go. Will is shown looking at Dr. Brenner. His face seems worried, scared. His eyes are watery. Either way, the character doesn't seem to be in a comfortable situation. Valid, but like I said, he was crying all season. Here we go. Shot 3. Mike looks at Dr. Brenner. His face is confused, but he doesn't seem to be uncomfortable. Also, he remains further away from the camera. That's fair as well. Mike seems to not have a lot of emotion. I don't think I've seen him cry. Have I? Maybe we see him cry like once. You know what I'm saying? But that, I guess, that doesn't have anything to do with anything. Here we go. Will is obscured from the camera as 11 walks towards Dr. Brenner's almost lifeless body. Yeah, so we have Argyle here. We have Jonathan. We have we have Mike, and then we have 11. We have Dr. Brenner, and they're right. Will is taken out of the shot. That's interesting. Why is that? I mean, maybe that's a coincidence. Maybe that just happened to be the shot. But the Duffers did say everything on screen matters, so could be a sign. It could be a sign. Let me know what you guys think about that. That's a little, I mean, this is all far-fetched, clearly, but they're making valid points. This brings me to my general, okay, restart. This brings me to my general conclusions. At some point, Will was a child at Hawkins' lab, and he was being experimented on like all the other children, including 11, whom he must have met there. Of course, he also had a tattoo at some point. However, probably right before he started kindergarten, Will was kicked out of the lab for reasons unknown to us. Clearly, they couldn't let him walk out of there with a number tattooed on his arm at the young age of 3 or 4, so they tried to remove it, and leaving the aforementioned birthmark in the exact same spot. I gotta see this birthmark. I know it's real because they mention it and they probably approved, but I gotta see this birthmark after this. I don't know how I've never seen it. Clearly, I'm sure some of you guys know he had a birthmark. I didn't know, but now I do. Here we go. I hypothesize Will still has powers. I've made a thread about this as well. Okay. However, I do believe Dr. Brenner might have put a chip in his neck, much like one had, to prevent Will from using his powers outside of the lab. This could be the reason why Will can feel when a one is closest to the back. So I said this exact same thing in my theory. I said that whenever, I literally just said that earlier in the video. Whenever he touches his neck, I feel like that's because he has the Soteria chip in his neck, and it's hinting that he has powers, because that's exactly where one's chip was. It's not a coincidence. I'm telling you, dude. We're gonna find out something big about Will in season 5. And I also said this. This is probably not true, but I also said this. Just saying I said this, just in case it's true. But I did say that I think originally when Stranger Things was written, Will Byers is supposed to be the main character, but 11's storyline made more sense to make that the main storyline, but Will's character is still going to have a big role, and that role is going to show in season 5. Just thought I'd throw that in there. Where were we? Feel back in the neck, hinting that his powers could get activated when he feels his connection with the Upside Down coming closer. However, still being unable to use his full powers. Okay. Maybe Dr. Brenner was scared of Will's potential or the complications his powers could have brought upon the Upside Down in their experiments if they reached their full potential, and for this reason they decided to kick him out and block his powers. Fair. I think that it's probably Joyce went there and got her son back, but that's a good point as well. How can Joyce not remember this? It wouldn't be a new thing. Okay, yeah, that's fair. I mean, this is a good point right here. Let's read this just real quick. How can Joyce not remember this? It wouldn't be a new thing for the lab to obliterate someone's memories. They either could have used 8 to convince Joyce she's never experienced such a thing with Will, or we could go as far as speculating that Lonnie could have brought Will at the lab from time to time without Joyce knowing, in exchange for money, for example. Yeah, so I mentioned that thing about Lonnie and Indy. And yeah, who knows? Maybe they did erase Joyce's memory. I loved this thread, by the way. If this person has more theories, I might do this again if you guys enjoyed it. If you guys enjoyed this, it might have been boring for some of you guys. But if you guys enjoyed it, let me know in the comments. Drop a like, subscribe, turn notifications. I don't know. I really enjoy this theory. I mean, I'm a nerd. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I might have just nerded out there for a little bit, but I enjoy this type of stuff. This is like my bread and butter. This is where I'm in heaven right now. You know what I'm saying? Just analyzing all this stuff. Like, this is just awesome to me. But like I said, I made the same theory. It's pinned on my channel. It's my favorite theory. I think that Will's gonna have powers. I think he was a student at Hawkins' lab. All of it lines up. It all comes together. That's my most confident theory, and that's what I think is gonna happen. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like, subscribe. I already just said that. Ignore what I just said right there 2 seconds ago. Join my Discord, follow my Twitch, follow on my socials. If you guys want me to do more of these, if you have any threads you want me to react to or read, drop them in the comments. Send me over your Twitter, whatever. Send me over other people's Twitter, whatever. And go follow this person. I will link their Twitter in the YouTube, obviously, because I'm not going to, post this video without crediting the person who gave me all the content. But like I said, I love this theory. I believe this theory. I think it's going to happen. This is my favorite theory. So that was awesome. I might do this again. Everybody, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you have a great rest of the day. Spend time with your friends and family. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.